All right, Shalom. I can just want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat Hashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the millstone who run teach well. Peace be to the occupants in this true Shalom. Now, I've listened going into how we're heading into the last few prophecies. All right, and I have this quick lesson, All right, and I'm gonna hop right into it. All right, and this is by RT News, and just by and I'm gonna read the title of this article. It says, "No card, no cash, no problem. Moscow Metro, the busiest subway system in Europe, to introduce face pay technology by the end of 2021." You know, and there's no coincidence why they're bringing out these new these new technology devices. All right, you know, because they want to ultimately chip you. It's not for your benefit, and it's not for and this whole pandemic scheme was only to bring out their new world order agenda. Is to microchip everyone. You know, and ultimately control. Control everyone. Try to have everyone under subjection under the so-called white man. That was the whole plot. To ultimately track everyone down and do what they need to do, not for anyone's benefit, All right. Now, it says the world's most beautiful subway system is set to become one of the planet's most high tech, with Moscow Metro head of security revealing that passengers will soon be able to pay for rides with their faces before the end of 2021. All right. This is according to Andrei Kishingin, Kishigin, as reported by Interfax on Tuesday. The Russian capital will implement face pay technology later this year. Currently in testing, it will be available for use at both turnstiles and cash desks. Thus far, test participants have successfully passed through the barriers 2,000 times. All right, so I'm gonna read the rest of this. It says facial and and the one guy said, the one Edomite who said, don't let a good crisis go to waste, and this is what they're doing. They're not letting a good crisis go to waste, even though it couldn't have been. It's like it could have been either way. If it wasn't a real pandemic, if this isn't a real pandemic or not, they still would have brought forth their agenda, which is their their microchip, because they ultimately are going to come down with great wrath, because they know that he had to put a short time. All right, now I'm gonna read this last chapter, and I'm gonna get some scriptures. It says facial recognition cameras were installed in many metro stations through Moscow last year and are located at payment gates. Although the public cannot yet use the system, it already has been used to catch more than 900 criminal suspects, with the technology also performing a second function of identifying those wanted by the police. So they're just trying to, use these things, these certain devices, to ultimately, implement, that they're tracking, the tracking you, and their microchip, All right, so let's get some scriptures. All right, and I'm reading out the book. Or I can get it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get in here. All right, this is Matthew 24, starting at um, let's see, Salakia. All right, going into the last few prophecies, I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, so and I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." All right, so you know, this is what they're bringing to pass. They're bringing to pass these things for prophecy's sake. Even though they're against prophecy, they can't they can't go out of prophecy. They can't um go against prophecy. They're in the hand of the Lord. Yahweh Shemashah is in control of, you know, what um eat what he does. You know, So they're only filling the will of Yahweh Shemashah at the end of the day. All right, so this is Jeremiah 30:7. All right, and this is another prophecy that's coming to pass. What I just read in Matthew 24, that was what's gonna build up, and this is what's building up. This is what's gonna build up, to right after. This is what's gonna build up. You know, Once all that builds up, this is what's gonna happen right here. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it." So it's gonna all build up, into that one day. It's all gonna be at one time. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it." All right, it's going to cause fear. It's going to cause great travail. Great pains, great sufferings. You know, it's going to cause a lot of things. Famines. Um, lack of it's going to cause a lot of trouble in that day. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. All right. Now let's get Revelation 13:16, and this is what's going to happen after that. All right, let's get this. It says, "And he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads." All right, so you know that's what I just got in the article. They're gonna start pushing this. Because this is what's prophesied. This is what's prophesied. That the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. You know. All right. So let's get some more prophecies is going to happen. So this is what's going to happen right after, um, you know, um, um, the mark of the beast. Is implemented. All right. It says, for this, let's get start of verse 16. It says, "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words." All right, so that's what's going to happen. Right after that, we're going to be caught up into the chariots. During Jacob's trouble. You know, and during the day of the Lord. we're going to be caught up, into the chariots. Lord willing, we'll be a part of that hopeful elect number, you know, and that's what's going to be going on at the time. It's going to be deliverance, and then there's going to be a destruction. All right, and then let's get just one more scripture, concerning prophecy. Ezekiel 36:24. Just one precept out of this chapter. All right, concerning prophecy. It says, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." All right. So we're gonna be, taken, out of you know, uh, you know, Babylon the Great, and we're gonna go into our own land. All right. We're gonna be set in our own land. We're gonna be, you know, we're gonna be good basically, because, this wasn't our rest, you know, we won't have to deal with, certain things, certain things like, like, you know, like credit cards and, things like, the chip, the RFID chip, we won't have to deal with things like that, in the kingdom, in our own land. All right. So, I just wanted to bring that out. I'm reading it one more time. It says Ezekiel 36:24. It says, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." So we're going to receive new bodies. We're going to receive, you know, we're going to receive the things that we were promised. So, you know, that's why we stay in the truth and endure to the end. Just the Lord willing, we receive salvation. All right. It's all prophecy. But those were the last. These are the last few prophecies that we had to endure until we receive salvation. All right. You know. All right, and that was pretty much it. I just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Hashem, Hakadash. Double honors to the apostles and his great millstone, who were unteachable, peace, Mr. I can push in his true shalom.